The moment she stepped through the door, I sensed something was off, not from her words, but from the way she spoke them. Her lips curved into a smirk, her eyes glinting with a spark I hadn't seen in years. She dropped her purse on the counter, kicked off her heels, and murmured, "Don't ask." It was meant to sound casual, almost playful, but I heard something else, something she wasn't ready to reveal. I froze in the kitchen, dish towel in hand. "Don't ask," I repeated quietly, trying to steady my voice. She laughed lightly, brushing past me into the living room. "Yeah, long day. You wouldn't understand. Just don't ask." Her perfume lingered in the air as she walked away, but all I could smell was suspicion. 12 years of marriage had taught me every tone, every glance, every subtle shift in her body language. That smirk wasn't fatigue. It was satisfaction, the kind that didn't come from errands, traffic, or work. That night, while she showered, I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the drawer holding our joint financial records. My heart pounded with a sick thought. What if she's hiding more than just her evening? The first cracks in our marriage hadn't been dramatic. Small things. Her phone suddenly face down on the counter. Girls' nights becoming more frequent. Her laptop locked more often. I told myself not to overthink it, that she deserved privacy. But privacy is one thing. Secrets are another. When she fell asleep beside me, her breathing even and deep, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. "Don't ask" echoed in my mind like a warning. By morning, I made a decision. If she wouldn't tell me the truth, I'd find it myself. We had a family trust, something we'd built after years of saving, investing, and planning. It was meant to protect our future, our kids' college funds, our retirement, everything we'd worked for. Accessing it wasn't difficult. I had full rights as co-trustee. What I didn't expect was a shock waiting for me when I opened the account. Tens of thousands of dollars had been withdrawn over the past 6 months. Not in lump sums, but in careful, steady amounts, enough she probably thought I wouldn't notice. My chest tightened. No mention of a loan, emergency, or big expense. Where had the money gone? I scrolled through the records, hands shaking. Transactions scattered. Luxury hotels, expensive restaurants, boutiques in neighborhoods we'd never visited. One entry froze me. A reservation for 2 at a resort we dreamed of visiting together. For 2. My mouth went dry. That evening, I tried to act normal. She returned home humming, her face glowing in a way that made me sick. She tossed her keys on the table, leaned down, and kissed my cheek. "You in a good mood?" I asked, forcing a smile. "Just had a nice day," she replied, shrugging. That smirk again. I wanted to scream, demand answers. Instead, I watched her, how her phone never left her hand, how her laughter felt borrowed, belonging to someone else. Later, while she showered, I checked her purse. A receipt, dinner for 2, wine more expensive than my weekly groceries. All signed with her card. The walls of my chest felt like they were caving in. I didn't confront her immediately. I told myself I needed more proof, something undeniable. But the truth was, I wasn't ready to hear her admit it. Once spoken, there would be no turning back. One Friday night, she came home later than usual. Lipstick slightly smudged, hair messier than when she left. I was waiting in the living room. Trust documents spread across the coffee table. "Long day?" I asked, sharper than intended. She froze, eyes flicking to the papers. "What's this?" "You tell me," I said, leaning back. Withdrawals, resorts, dinners. Thousands gone. From our future, from our kids' future. Color drained from her face. "You went through the trust." "Yes," I snapped, "because you told me not to ask. So I looked, and now I'm asking, who is he?" Her silence screamed louder than any confession. She sank onto the couch, hiding her face in her hands. "It wasn't supposed to go this far," she whispered. My stomach dropped. The room spun. So it's true. Tears welled in her eyes. But they didn't move me. They felt performative. I don't know. I just felt invisible. Like you didn't see me anymore. You made me feel alive again. I didn't mean to hurt you. I laughed bitterly, hands trembling. You didn't mean to hurt me? You took our money. Our trust. You built a life behind my back, and thought a smirk and don't ask would keep it hidden. She reached for me. I pulled away. Please, it's not what you think. No, I said, voice breaking. It's exactly what I think. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in the dark, staring at the trust documents, feeling the weight of betrayal crush me. This wasn't just about money or an affair. It was about trust, something fragile we had spent years building, now shattered in a single revelation. By morning, I made another decision. I contacted the trust attorney, explained everything, and had the trust frozen until legal proceedings could divide it. I wasn't going to let her lover enjoy another dime of what we had worked for. When she realized what I'd done, she screamed, called me vindictive, accused me of ruining everything. The truth was, she had already ruined it. I was just making sure the fallout didn't destroy me completely. The divorce was messy, as they always are. She fought for her share, tried to twist the story, painted herself as the victim of a loveless marriage. I stayed quiet, calm, firm. The documents spoke louder than her tears. Months later, with papers signed and her moved out for good, I walked into the empty house. Silence was heavy, but honest. No smirks, no lies, just me, the broken pieces, and the chance to rebuild. I poured a glass of water, sat at the kitchen table, and whispered to the quiet, "Don't ask." This time, it wasn't a warning. It was a promise to myself. Some wounds don't need explanations. Some truths stand on their own.